Sometimes, games are scary. As of recently, there has been a massive increase in the popularity of games which invoke fear, with Amnesia and Slender being as successful as they have been. As for me though, I hate being scared. It's horrible. This is why I avoid scary games as much as I possibly can. But even though I'm very aware of what games are meant to be scary, and therefore I know exactly what to avoid, there are still those games I play which do scare me, probably more than they should do. Be it a jump scare or an atmospheric scare, I'm very easily scared. This is my top 10 scary gaming moments. The barnacles in Half-Life. You walk along and then suddenly your keyboard seems to break. You can no longer walk. You notice, you start to rise. You look up and see this thing. While these are scary, they're manageable once you know they exist, and that's why it only makes number 10 on this list. I'm not the only person who finds these scary though.
If you play Gmod with me, and you spawn barnacles above my head, I will murder you. I'm not kidding. I have knives in my kitchen, you know. Sharp ones.
Note to self, spawn barnacles on Scarfulu. Encountering a creeper in Minecraft for the very first time is scary. The noises it makes, and then the destruction that it causes, both to you and the structures you've invested time into creating. Once you've experienced that, you'll forever be paranoid playing the game. While they are an amazing dick, they're not too scary, since there is a way of dealing with them, just like with the barnacles. Running out of air underwater in the Sonic the Hedgehog games makes it at number 8. This is mostly because of the song that plays, making you feel progressively more tense, in need of air, and helpless. This is why I understand why so many people hate water levels. What's the least scary game you can think of? Oh, you didn't think of Mario. Well, that's alright. Super Mario 64 isn't meant to be a scary game. It leads you into a false sense of security, and then boom! A piano comes to life and starts attacking you with its giant piano teeth. Thanks Nintendo, I hate that you did this to us, but I love you at the same time. While Mario 64 brought Mario into 3D, Ocarina of Time brought Zelda into 3D, and with it came the Redeads. While it was difficult to choose between the Redeads and the Wallmasters, I went with the Redeads. Much like with Mario 64, the game leads you into a sense of security, and then you time travel 7 years into the future, and all goes to shit. You get to Castletown, and there's a bunch of Redeads. You get near one, and their haunting screamplays, and they start doing this. The blue shells in Mario Kart have ruined my races so many times that I now fear them, even if there's no sign of one coming. I always anticipate them, and that paranoia is what causes me to fear them. Hopefully Mario Kart 8 has the option to say how common each item is, so I can turn the blue shell off. The Fourth Wall is an indie horror game not many people know about. I recommend that you give it a try if you want to play a scary game, since I'm about to spoil the scariest part of it. What stands out to me as the scariest thing in this game is the TV static hand. The game has you travelling through a TV static maze, and once you get through it, the static stops. You leave the maze and look up, and a static hand flies towards the camera, screamer style. The game then errors and you exit the game. A few seconds after exiting the game, the hand reappears, and this is what will get you. Thinking that you've exited the game and have the scary thing re-happen after the game is complete is what's scary. Of course though, now that you know about it, you're not going to find it scary, but not knowing what's coming is part of what makes something scary. I'm not scared of this anymore, but this is certainly what I was most scared of as a child. Cervantes transforming into Soul Edge in the game Soulblade. From the very first time I saw it, I was terrified. So terrified in fact that from that moment on, for about a whole year, up until I was about 5 years old, I had to leave the room whenever I saw someone get to this point in the game. This moment left such an impact on me that it caused me to have a recurring dream which repetitively woke me up at ridiculously early times in the morning, and stopped me being able to get back to sleep. The dream involved me getting abandoned with Soul Edge, and repetitively lifted into the air and quickly pulled towards his face. Basically, this is what it looked like to me. Truly terrifying. The Scary Maze game is number 2. If you don't know what it is, Google it, but I'm warning you, it's terrifying. People put their hand through their monitor because of how scared this game makes them feel. Basically, it's a screamer in a game which forces you to concentrate extremely hard on the center of the screen. The scariest thing in gaming is when your save file corrupts. That moment when you get the message that says that all of your efforts have gone to waste. Everything that you've done is no longer in existence. You need to start the game all the way back at the beginning of the game again, and it's heartbreakingly terrifying. So this has been my top 10 Skabloo Shell! I don't know why you're scared, you're not even first, I've checked the comments. And as with all of my lists, I'd like to know what your opinions are, so please leave a comment telling me what you find scary.